Hi, hello and welcome to Cinema Express. My name is Ram Venkat Shrikar. Today we have with us filmmaker Shree Karthick, the director of the Tamil Telugu bilingual Oke Oka Jeevitham and Kanam. I watched the film, I loved the film. I'm so glad we have Karthik with us to talk about the many layers and many creative decisions and choices that made the film what it is. Vanakkam Karthik.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great as well. So you're a debutant director, and there are a lot of notions, right? Like how the first film is sacrosanct for a debutant filmmaker. Your film releases on September 9th. You stay in Hyderabad. You continue to push the film. There is obviously a lot of adulation coming in the film's way. How did you process everything? Because the film is obviously quite personal to you. It's been sitting in the. You have been waiting for the release for a couple of years now. How have the past 20 days been like for you?
It was really hectic. To be honest, while I was doing the post-production, I was really looking forward for September 9. More than the release, I was waiting to let out Oke Oka Jeevitham from me because it's been with me for like 5 years. I'm saying from the day we started, the day the project was funded, it's 5 years, but the day I decided to write was 7 years. Right, so it's been with me for a long time. So I was looking forward that after September 9th, I'm gonna sit in theaters, I'm gonna visit theaters, I'm gonna watch with my friends, family, and I'm gonna see the reaction where people are going to clap, where they're going to laugh. I'm gonna take notes. That was my plan, but then no. Oh my God! See after the release, the number game starts. Because the producer has trusted the script. He has given me what I wanted, and the number should come to the producers. I was very scared. The initial bookings were very dull. So me and my producer had a little panic attack.
Day before?
Day before, yeah. Oh. So what's going on? Or people are going... Because there was a theory that people are not coming to the theaters, right?
To the smaller films,
the
so-called
smaller films. So we had that doubt, because we don't have any action here, that masala songs or item songs. So we had a very poetic film in our hands. So we were really worried. And September 9th on evening, 8 o'clock, I started to breathe because it's when the buzz came, the word of mouth came. I saw one show was houseful in the theater I visited.
Where?
It was Brahmaramba.
Kukatpalli.
There. That's when I called my producer, sir, it's houseful. Yeah, it's getting full everywhere. And that's when I started breathing, to be honest. So, it's new for me, for a debutant filmmaker. It's like till release, till the producer has, yes, we made money, or we made big money, or we made some money, or we are fine. To get that, that's the relief for a perfect relief for a filmmaker. Yeah.
And it's quite appreciable that he held on to the film throughout the waves of pandemic, because his films went the OTT way. Was that a factor for you? Were you ever scared at any point? Because the film started filming in 2019. You know what happened in 2020 March, and then it takes like solid 3 years to to hit the screen. How pressurizing was this journey for you?
I had black hair before, like overall, but I was seeing my old memory photo. In iPhone, you'll get that memory photo, right? 2019, I had no single white hair. Now, if you see all over my face and my hair, everything is white. So I think I have a picture that shows before shooting, after shooting. I'm yet to release that. It was quite, I don't know how to phrase it. I think during the pandemic, we had shot like 70% of the film. The 30% was pending, and 30% was very important scene. The
Which
world
was?
changed.
Which was?
Which was the after they time traveled to Tata House, in 98. So that Tata House,
they had to come out, experience
that scene, and the kids meeting, the three of them meeting each other, the realization scene, and again they're coming back to here. So that whole Tata House scene was pending, and we need to hold the set as well, right?
Yeah.
we have two sets. One is the present Tata house and the old Tata house. The present Tata house was done before pandemic, and after pandemic we shoot it the old Tata house. So after we shot the 30%, once the film was completed during the pandemic, and again we waited for another year because of all the big releases has to be done. People has to get the trust. Imagine for a filmmaker, for a first time filmmaker, his dream is like he wants the film to be celebrated by the audience, but the world has changed. So imagine my trauma. So I was like, I think I had like ups and downs in my thoughts, but then I had few friends to help, my wife, my sister, to help me to keep my mental
sanity intact.
Because that is very, very crucial for a first time filmmakers. Leave the physical health, okay, but the mental health is what nobody knows about. What goes inside a filmmaker during his release or during when the film is halted. But then the OTT space came in. So Prabhu sir, I had a huge doubt that maybe Prabhu sir will give away the film to OTT.
Did you have that conversation?
He had a
with
thought.
him?
Yeah, he had a thought too.
Okay.
Because everybody were uncertain, right? What's going to happen?
Even a Nayanthara film went to
exactly
OTT under his production.
exactly.
Yeah.
But somehow he didn't push. Somehow that thing didn't happen. Maybe the universe is being kind to me. But I always improvise the time that I've got. I'll improvise the scene and I'll show to my producers here and there,
On the editing table.
on the editing, or I'll show some scene to make him remind that this is a theatrical experience film. You can't just call him such as a don't release in OTT supply. You have to show him. So I have done that.
What are some of those scenes?
Like a time travel scene.
Time travel.
We did that time travel scene. We got the VFX and initially we did some little sound and music, and I will send him. So check out this scene. So he has to also get the trust, right, to that. Oh, this is a theatrical experience film. But luckily, the thing didn't happen. But after the pandemic was over and people started to come to theatre, I previewed the film to Prabhu sir. And after watching, he said, this is a theatrical film.
Wow.
Glad we didn't go to OTT.
Coming to the film and the writing process, we were just discussing the chicken or egg question. Did the sci-fi angle or the time travel angle come first, or the mother angle come first?
Mother. Because it's obvious that
So,
I lost my mother. So initially, before Oke Oka Jeevitham, I wrote one script. Okay. It was based on House Party.
Okay.
I was young. I was not a writer at all. So I started writing because I want to cast myself. Because I was into acting that time.
Yeah, Happy to be Single.
Yeah, I was
web
into
series,
acting that time. I'm a dancer. So acting came natural to me. So people said you're a great actor. So I was influenced by their comments and I started looking for acting opportunity. That didn't happen. So I decided to chuck it. I'll write myself. Let me give opportunity to myself. So that's when I realized I am a good storyteller. People started reacting to my stories and to my screenplay. So immediately when I did like couple of short films, I started writing feature based on House Party. But it's a good story. I mean, it's a quirky one, but even some producers were ready to produce it, but it didn't have the emotion. It didn't have the human connection. It was kind of a plastic.
Not so deep.
Not so deep. It was like not layered.
Superficial.
Yeah. Because I realized it later after I wrote Oke Oka Jeevitham. After I got the idea of that I should relive with my mother, and when I poured my emotion into papers, that's when I realized emotion matters. For a good story, for any great legendary story, if you see, the emotions played a key role. That the connection should happen. So that naturally happened because I felt like I wasted my time. That I didn't spend the right time with my mom. the time was very limited. She went just like that, you know. So the regret, that pain, I want to convert into an art form. So I usually dance when I'm sad, or dance when I'm happy, dance when I'm anxious, because that let goes a lot of thing. I like emote the sadness through my movements, or there'll be a story. If someone observe my dance when I'm having a high emotion, they will know that I'm conveying something. So that's how the writer in me came, through dance and through musicality.
Wow.
For example, the first scene that I wrote for Oke Oka Jeevitham was the hero seeing his mother for the first time.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful scene.
So if you see, there's a soul in that scene, right?
The dog.
And yeah,
one.
anybody who watches it will connect,
Yeah.
because that was the initial intention. Other things was layered. So that initial intention, I had a music. I played Tari Zamipur. I hope so.
Ma.
That scene or something. Yeah, I think that soundtrack. I usually write with soundtrack. So I put my headphones and I know what I'm gonna write, and I'll write through the music because the music has the highs and lows. During the high, I'll make a great scene, write a great scene. During low, I'll settle down the scene.
Wow.
You know, that's how I write. So that scene was done. Even I felt that goosebumps when I wrote it, and I'm like, okay, this is the story. Okay, hero is going back in time and seeing his mother. So how can we achieve this? Do time travel. So that's how the sci-fi angle came in. In fact, the dog scene was a beautiful story, like how it came. Initially in the short division, we didn't have the dog.
Okay.
It was just hero waiting at the gate. It is locked, he's coming to the road and he's just looking at the empty road, he's waiting for his mother. And suddenly she enters. That was see, now you can see it's very flat. He's waiting. Suddenly Amma is coming, reacting. I wanted something there, a surprise there, because we have shown the audience that he's waiting. Audience knows Amma is coming. I want them to give a little surprise there. So subconsciously the dog thing came. I don't know how it came.
Okay.
It was
on
there.
the spot.
No,
while writing.
I was doing short division.
Oh, short division. Okay.
Before the
pre
short. I always write short division entirely properly.
Okay.
And so I was revising the short division the before night of the shoot. So I was feeling here it's very empty. I need something there, and suddenly the dog thing came. I didn't think like this. It just came. Luckily, Jakes gave me that Amma theme before, so I dissect by the theme short division, and here I was thinking suddenly the dog thing came. I don't know how it came. Then I realized that my mom loves dogs.
Wow.
She always wanted to raise a dog, but she couldn't. So it's all there, bro. You know, like when you work with love and passion, I think everything will bless you. You know. So the dog thing came and I realized, okay, the hero is there. Suddenly the animal reacts before humans, right? That idea I liked it. Wow. My body will react when I get a good idea. It'll get like, I'll get that chill. Okay, the dog is reacting, hero is watching. When he's about to think, dog is running. Now he realizes and now he sees his mother. Now build up the music.
Yeah.
You know, that's how the dog thing came. So I think the sci-fi came after the Amma want.
You spend around 4 to 5 months to build a structure and then develop, then flesh it out completely. How would you describe the structure of Oke Oka Jeevitham?
While I was writing the before script, I started writing without knowing the ending.
Okay.
So it was like
all
over the places. So again, a learning. Then I didn't go to any writing course or any. So I always I've read the Save the Cat and watch YouTube videos of filmmakers talking about writing and how to write, what is Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, what is midpoint and everything. But still, even though knowing that, it doesn't work that way for me.
It can't be that far.
What is Act 1, what is Act 2? So when I started writing, I know that 3 things is important. One is beginning, middle and end. So figure that out. Write in between whatever you feel between the beginning and the middle and end. Fill it up and narrate to your known filmmakers. Like I had my partner Dave. I have a company called Mad Boy. So
Yeah.
So he's a very good script doctor. So I'll narrate to him. He'll correct me. As an audience, he'll correct me. There's Ashwath Marimuthu, who's a Oh My Kadule, is a very close friend of mine. He has helped me in the screenwriting. There's Vignesh Raja, who's directing with Ashok Selvan right now. So he will help me. So we collaborate, and we will figure out that here it has to be Act 1. This situation has to be Act 1. This situation has to be Act 2. But we'll have the materials unknowingly.
Right.
It's not that Act 1, what is Act 1? No. Think about the moments, the high moments and the low moments, and place it there in Act 1 and Act 2, like that. So I think the initial was like, after writing the Amma scene, I decided the hero should travel back for his mother. So the hero is me actually, but the only difference is I'm a dancer, he's a singer. Because I can't make a dancer dance, and it'll become kind of a
it becomes a performance of
performance. Yeah,
music is something, it's more emotional,
emotional, more introvert, and kind of subtle. So I made him a singer, and I always want to experiment on the emotion of stage fright, because everybody, whoever, even an interview or a stage performance or a speech within the family, where everybody is sitting and when they ask you to talk, you'll have that little fright in you.
Consciousness.
That emotion has never tapped in the recent cinemas or recent stories. So I was very excited to do that, because I've done many stage shows. I know the fear, what goes in my mind. So okay, he has that problem. He's struggling to move on his life, and one of the reasons is his mother, and he goes back and see his mother and see his younger version. Okay, locked. Okay, now I have the emotional core in the film. Okay, now it make it fun. I can't do just the drama, or it will become more melodramatic. Let's create fun here, because I love comedy and emotion. Big fan of Rajkumar Hirani sir. So I was in a barber shop. I was looking for other characters. Barber shop, and now I asked the barber, what regret do you have in life? He said, I should have studied. And I could see the pain in his face, so like got the idea.
Pandi and Shree.
Yeah, that's how Pandi was built in. And Chaitu came through one of my friend showing me a FB photo and saying,
this was the girl.
Yeah, this was the girl. I should have been that guy. So that's how Chaitu was born, and it's a very beautiful situation. If the situation is great, it's a space where you can explore, right? Yeah. So the comedy came in, like pada, it came in, and now the middle point is where I wanted to be surprised, and I want to give challenge to me, because okay, they met the younger version, he met his mother. Now what? Now what's the challenge? I gave it to myself that okay, what if they go here, they come here, Now I got the second half where super. I have made the setup. Now I twisted up. Now let me face the second half with the challenges. So it's very exciting to write the second half. But the ending was fixed, that he won't save his mother. So I know the ending, and so I know the direction to go there. So that's how the overall structure happened.
So 2 questions. So when you say that the ending about him not being able to save his mother, that was fixed, when you narrated it to producers, wasn't this considered a bit of anti-climax? Because I love the climax, it is very satisfying and it makes the film more special. Had he saved his mother, it would have been just another adventure film, but that ending is what lends the film a very strong emotion to the ending. When you narrated it, or just when you were tossing the script to others, did people say this?
No.
Never?
No. I was surprised. Nobody felt that you
happy ending aakilla man.
No, nobody. I think nobody said it. Yeah, they like this idea more than saving the mother. So I think I didn't face that.
That's very surprising because a couple of people I know, they were like, we discussed about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
how
yeah. I
it would
still
have-
remember in Twitter, one of the guy was like bashing at my film.
Yeah.
I didn't like the film, and he said the hero waste. He should have saved his mother. That's when I realized, wow, he liked the film so much that he wants to save the mother badly.
This kind of reminded me of Chichore. Did you watch Chichore, where
Yeah.
the film is about a sports competition, and the characters, they don't win the competition towards the end, and the film says that it's okay if you don't win.
Exactly.
So Kanam kind of says, loss is loss. You have to live with it. You have to overcome it. Live with their memories. So I felt it made the film much more
because I am
special.
living without my mother, so I want to. So this film gave me message while I was writing. It gave me a message to me while I was writing. I think it was like the universe or my mother is trying to convey, like, be in the moment, past is past, I'm gone. You have to move on. It's what I realized while I was writing. So I think, yeah.
The second question from the structure, when you say that you introduce that conflict, you introduce that interval point, so not just with the interval, but a couple of other things where we see Pandi or Sreenu's character, they have an issue, and they have an issue that they have to go back and fix back in time, or the interval point where we see that the kids have gone to 2019. And so how does your writing work when you think about, I'm going to do this conflict, and then you write it backwards, or is it reverse engineered? You have the kids going back to going front to 2019. That is the idea you come up with. But how they go back to 2019, you have a couple of scenes after that, right? Like they followed this guy. So is this reverse engineered?
Yes. So I got the idea that I don't know how they're going to do it. I thought it later. The idea is swap these guys. Give problem to my protagonist. They can't be happily living with their mother and their younger self. Give them problem. I want to give them the shock. So I gave the shock. Now I reverse engineered. Like,
you like them figure out how they are going to
the characters. Yeah. It was like that. I've set it up so much. You see, like for the 20 minutes, I was just giving setups to all the characters. So that's how I did it. I gave the idea and then reverse engineered. Like, okay, what are the ways we can explain? How could it have happened in different ways? Yeah.
We as a team, a couple of us we were dodging ideas and we were tossing ideas off each other, and we were trying to write a script of sorts. And every time somebody would come up with a plot point, someone else would say that how is that possible? Like someone would raise a logical question, that is not going to happen, this is not going to happen. If you look at Kanam, I can question a couple of logics there. For instance, when Naz's character says that I will be in Delhi till 26, don't come. We can easily question why couldn't these guys go to Delhi, but you don't get that thought while you're watching because the characters don't know that this is going to happen.
Exactly.
That is why they don't try going to Delhi. So are these questions, do you get, I believe that if you get these questions, you can't progress with writing. You have to finish that damn script. You have to write the script. So how do you overcome this? And you know,
we have many questions than what you guys have. Like, because I'm having this film for years. And imagine I'm maturing. Okay, I'm not the Shree Karthick in 2018. I'm different now. I'm seeing a lot of new cinemas. I'm having the old cinema in me for years. So imagine how much thought I would have got. Like exactly the same point. We have a creative producer in Dreamwall, is Tang Prabhakar. He's a brilliant guy. So he comes up with logic issues. He throws me like 10 to 20 logic issues. Why, how. So I need to come up with the answers. So we had that issue. But while writing, I think if that is a minor, if this is a minor logic issue, see, you build up story in a good way, and you have a great scenes. People are connected with Adi. They will
by that
leave
time,
you. They'll leave you. They won't question. If the film is boring, then these issues will create more impact with your audience. We know that there are many errors in our film. We know that, but we make sure that the emotion is bigger than the logic. Because in time travel, everybody has their own theory. Everybody has their own perspective. So we know that we had the responsibility to make that emotion bigger than the logic. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, like for one, I was recommending this film to my people, and they were asking me, someone asked me how accurate is the film about time travel. I said, don't mind the time travel. Don't think about the time travel. It's all about the emotion. And when the emotion overpowers the logic, I don't need logic, because the conviction that you made the film with, that's the emotion that I brought. So, yeah.
Have you seen this film like Predestination?
Predestination, Ethan Hawke, no? Yeah.
It's again a crazy time travel film, but you will get you'll be blown away by what they have shown. You have to see it 10 times to understand that film. We can't do that here. We're showing the film to. If I went to Brahma Rama Theatre, I was sitting near the 30 rupees, 40 rupees ticket people, and I was so happy that they were following the film. That was our intention. We should not make it complicated. We have to, because they are coming to follow a character, his life. They need to, if they can't follow, they won't cry at the climax. So what is the use of making this film if I want it to be logic, sci-fi. So our intention was to make them cry, laugh, realize. So that was our intention.
This is not one film but two films. You have Kanam and this is your first film.
Yeah.
So when you were writing, were you writing in Tamil or Telugu? Tamil. Okay. So how did the Telugu come in?
So I wrote in Tamil, I narrated to him. So actor Shree, do you know actor Shree? Managaram.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to do this film as a lead.
Okay.
This was like way back, okay. So I narrated to him, he loved it so much. I thought he was a perfect fit for the character because he was kind of an introvert, and I did. But he took the script to Dream Warriors, to Sabrook Singh. I have a great script that he has pitched to me. You guys have to listen, you guys have to produce. So producers saw the script and they read the script, they listened to my narration and they said to Shree that, Shree, this is a big film. That even the director doesn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm first time. I wrote it jolly, happily. That he's going there, building 90s, 80s, time machine, build-ups, everything I wrote without even knowing the budgets. So every actor has a market. So they realized, even Shree realized that, okay, this film doesn't fit on my market. So he said, no problem, brother, you do it with Dream Warriors. So that's how it came to Dream Warriors. So I'm very grateful for Shree. And after Prabhu sir read the script and everything, he said, Shree, this is a big film. Unknowingly, you've written a big film. So we need to do it in bigger way. So we narrated to many actors, and the actors, it's a 3-hero actors, 3-hero structure, like 3 Idiots kind of thing. So obviously, all the heroes, they want, they wanted their own space. In second half, if you see 20 minutes, they won't be heroes. Yeah. It's just kids. So we had the difficult time to get the heroes. But luckily Sharwanand and Prabhu sir were in touch and they were friends. So he said, let's go with Sharwanand. I was like, Sharwanand is like in-game epodum. I've seen him in-game, and I've seen some movies in Telugu of him. But I was a little shocked. But at the same time, I was in a space where I need to get this film out. So I said, okay. I went through some of his film after Prabhu sir said Sharwanand. I went to him. He's a great actor. I know that. But for me, I was into the Tamil film, Tamil hero kind of zone. But he had made a meeting with Sharwanand. That meeting, that narration, that vibration that I've got from him broke everything. And I'm so lucky that I made a Telugu film. Because it's a big launch for me in both states. In both states, people know me. So, and that's how Tarun Bhaskar came in. Because I love Pelli Chuplu. The writing was very good because Telugu film is always larger than life. It's very handful that we get really good movies. Good movies as in like the movies that
Content,
urban,
yeah.
our film is kind of an urban
Yeah.
film, so we want an urban writer to adapt. So Tarun Bhaskar came in, and me and him had a discussion for a week, and we sat, and that's how it became a Telugu film. But luckily, I know Telugu. I'm a Telugu guy, but Chennai Telugu, so I could able to manage.
Wonderful. Tell me about the sheer challenges of shooting twice, because I really like the film for the fact that it is not a frame by frame remake of each other, right? Even the camera angles differ, the jokes, for instance. With Vanilla Kishore, it's a separate kind of comedy. Satish is more of a self-depreciator. So I was kind of surprised when I watched the film in Telugu first, and then I watched it in Tamil. I prefer the Telugu version. Okay. But in the Tamil version, I was surprised that it was different. So when they meet Nazar for the very first time, I think in the Telugu version, Vanilla Kishore says to Priyadarshi that look, when he says Nazar is single, this looks like your future version. In Telugu version, he says it, but in Tamil version, Satish says it himself. So there are a lot of these things. How did they, like, how much freedom did you give to your actors, and were you like, how much freedom did you give to your actors, and how was the experience of shooting it twice?
So we made a schedule. We figured this is a bilingual. We made sure that we're not going to dub anything. We're going to make it perfect. So we made a schedule. This film was shot in 78 days, both languages.
That's roughly 35, 36. That's great, huh?
That's great. It's very great.
Yeah.
So we made a schedule like. So the priority was Vanilla Kishore should not see what Ramesh is doing. Ramesh should not see because it will create a competition or ego, and or it could create he's doing better than me. I don't want that. So that was decided. So we shot Telugu, for example, Vanilla Kishore, Sharwa, Darshi, 3 people are there for 2 days. This scene, same location. Imagine this location, we're shooting with them for 3 days continuously. In the location, whatever scenes you have, shoot with them. Now, say bye-bye to them, give them like 4 to 5 days break, keep Sharwanand alone, bring Ramesh and Satish, and again shoot it. So that's how it became organic. So even they didn't ask like what Vanilla Kishore has done, what Darshi has done, because even they don't want to see what they have done. Because they'll get conscious. So even I didn't show. So even Sharwanand won't say like they did better than you, or he did like that, so you also do like that. So even we were as a team conscious that Tamil has to come naturally. So I gave freedom to Ramesh Tilak, Satish. Vanilla Kishore is a guy who comes prepared like anything. Like he gets the scene paper for tomorrow's scene. And he marks the improvisation. He sits with me for 10 minutes before the shot, discuss, and I'll say, sir, we'll do this, we'll not do this. And then he gives me a surprise on the shot. He's such a great actor.
Can you like name a couple of surprises?
Surprises like the following up scenes where the kids are falling, right? Vanilla Kishore scene. He'll stop in one of the scene. The brief was like, say you're passing, the kids are passing. That was short, but instead he was walking happily and he stopped. He suddenly saw a tree and was like, woohoo! He did that, and we like, wow, that's improvisation, man. So. There are many instances like there's an emotional scene where Vanilla Kishore has to.
I love that scene. Scene. Yeah.
Even Vanilla Kishore, after I narrated to him, is so happy that someone is writing a full-fledged character for me. So I said, sir, you have so much in you, sir. People are not using you. I'm glad that I am using you. So that emotional scene, we were all looking forward for that kind of Vanilla Kishore. But then he killed it. It was just one take.
Wow.
Because he was so prepared and he was so looking forward for this scene. Because it's not comedy. It's
dramatic territory.
So. And on the technical side, We usually shot Tamil first, since the language is known to me, and do Telugu then after 3 days or 4 days. So if you see the difference, Telugu has a neater making than Tamil. For example, because I improvise, right? I know that steady camera, this shot doesn't work for me in Tamil. So I put mini crane in Telugu because I know. So we improvised that. So luckily, Tamil was a kind of a lab rat. Satish and Ramesh used to say, Nangala lab rat, you test and you do improvisation there. But during the post-production, I was just concentrating on one language because I can't concentrate on two languages. The music has to be done for two languages. The sound has to be done.
Two editing files also.
Yeah,
it's two edits.
Foley has to happen for two films. Everything is double, mixing double, everything double. So we just focusing on Telugu. But when producer said I want to see Tamil, I didn't have anything. I just had the edit. So even they were fearing that how is Tamil because it's been long time we saw Tamil. So even I was like in a panic that oh shit, I'm not concentrating much on Tamil. So I finished Telugu kind of 80% and I jumped into Tamil, and it was so refreshing, that Telugu is it's a known language, but Tamil is a very known language for me.
Yeah.
So I felt so happy, the film has come out really well in Tamil. Even I had that fear that Tamil nalla vandirka, is it good? But when we did music, sound and everything, even that became originally well. So it's a tiring process. It's a tiring process, but it's better than doing later. Like for example, I've taken Oke Oka Jeevitham, and after 6 months, someone saying, "Can we do this in Tamil?" That is even more tiring. But this is better.
You have your editor. Like, I'm just trying to understand how logistically challenging it was for you to keep track of the shots. Like, there are a couple of shots that you are using in both the versions, like the ones with Amala and the kids. Even the kids had lip movement; they had to shoot twice, right? Yeah. So how are you keeping track of the sheer amount of files? And did you have a co-director? Did you have a team like?
Of course, we had co-director, 2 associate director, 1 first AD, and 5 assistant directors. Separate ADs for Telugu. Separate ADs for Tamil. The thing is planning. If the planning is simple, it's easy. If the planning is done in a brief way, it's easy. It's not difficult, but yet you will get confused in the edit table that you will sometimes use Tamil footage, especially without actors. We will take some shots without actors, right?
For instance, VR mall is shown in
Tamil. So that thing we need to be very particular that because we were parallelly editing Tamil and Telugu. So you are sitting in a edit table for 10 hours editing, and next day you're working on Tamil 10 hours. You will confuse which project are you working. Only if you see the actors in the, this is Tamil, this is Telugu. So I think it was it's a tiring job because you will judge. People always tell you Telugu is better, Tamil is better. They'll always compare, even in the edit table, music, even your own technician will say, this is better. So I'm trying to fight with them and saying, no, both is good. I would say any day that doing single language is better than bilingual.
So did you watch the film in Tamil with the audience here?
Yes, I did, of course. I did. We previewed on Thursday. With some few celebrities and few reviewers and to the press people. And I saw in Satyam, again, Satyam is like very nostalgic for me, so I want to see that it was great. It was great. I was happy that they could connect, that forgetting that it's a Telugu hero. And nobody pointed out that Sharwa Tamil was bad. So we did dubbing with Sharwa for 5 days with Tamil, and then we revisited. I showed the film to producers, to my ADs, to technicians. They were correcting this Tamil is this space bad. I was noting it down. It was almost 80%. Then again, I told Sharwa that bro, we have to redub it again. Like, no, I'm ready. I want to make it perfect. So we again dubbed it for next 5 days. So we tried maximum too, but nobody said, "Illa neenga Sharwanand dubbing ondi maatheeninga padam." Nobody came and we were expecting that. But yeah.
Wonderful. So now that we are towards the end of the conversation, I had asked you what were some of the films that inspired you, or some of your favorite films. So generally, I talk to filmmakers about films that generally inspired them. But with your case, what are some films that inspired you while making or writing Kanam? Oke Oka Jeevitham. Yeah.
See, before when I started writing, I want to become a storyteller. I was not very a big fan of. I don't watch movies regularly. Okay, I'm a dancer. I watch dance videos more than films. But there was a fascination for animation for me. I love telling stories through non-living objects or giving life to them. So I think my first inspiration was Disney. Toy Story, Cars. Their way of conveying emotions and life is amazing. I don't know how they do it in each film. So in fact, while writing, I go to Disney, their writing process. They have a 15 pointers on the character's arc and the story arc. So I to see that, okay, if my film is there at the right space, some will match, some it won't match. Sometimes I don't know how to crack it. I think Toy Story and the Disney films was my first inspiration. That emotion has to be how they convey emotion through beautiful scenes, not just by not just actors emoting it. The situation made them to emote is what I learned from animation movies. And sci-fi, I've seen 100 times Interstellar. Interstellar is a recent film, right? But I was in the writing mode, I guess, during Interstellar.
2014.
14, yeah. That film gave me a confidence that I can do sci-fi. Even now, if I finish this interview, go and watch Interstellar, I'll be sucked in. Just like that black hole, I'll be sucked in with the film. If you ask me, do you understand the film? Yes, I'm in the process of understanding it. But I understand the emotion.
Right.
That hero coming back after,
Yeah,
and
years.
that scene is what the Amma scene. I didn't see that and write this, but I got the confidence. That worked, then this will work.
You can use sci-fi to invoke an emotion.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect point. I think it's a great emotional story, Interstellar. For Christopher Nolan, thanks to him. And in fact, his birthday and my birthday, same birthday. So
July 30th.
30th.
Oh, okay.
I take that pride. I tell to myself, maybe you will be a Nolan soon. And Tari Zamipur. Salute to Amir Khan sir. That film, something else, man. Something else. The way they wrote with a kid, it has entertainment, it has emotion, it has everything. Every time I see a breakdown, I think Tari Zamipur, I've used their soundtracks. For example, Mari Pocho, during writing that, I used Kolo Kolo. The
first
So I used that and I wrote that. So I think Tari Zamipur played a huge role in writing my film. And 3 Idiots, where I decoded how to write for 3 heroes and how to Rajkumar Hirani's films, how to jump from emotion to comedy. It's a very tricky thing, right? For example, one of my friend, while he was seeing the film, he couldn't come out from the Amma scene. He lost his mother. He was okay after interval, but he lost every other scene. So I still remember Amala ma'am was saying to me, she said, I'm a little scared, Karthik. Like, why ma? I call her ma. Why ma? It's like, no, I think we have touched deeper emotion in the film. I don't know how audience are going to face that. You're You're touched there, you're like...
And you're expecting them to move on quickly to comedy.
No, leave that after the film ends.
Uh,
Some can handle, some they'll find it difficult to...
could be triggering for some.
Triggering could do, they should have a good company to let out, or it'll be like haunting for them. So I still remember one of my friend was losing a lot of scene. So that balance is there, right? It's like emotion to comedy. We were a little scared on that as well, because if you see the film, after Amma scene, it's Seenu, that chain scene will come. You'll see like Nirma. It's a total jump.
Shift. Yeah.
So I was a little scared, but then it worked. So I used a little reference from Hirani sir, like how to jump both through technical and writing. So I think these are the films that helped my film.
So it is often called that the sophomore film is often called the bigger challenge, right? Because when you make your first film, you put out all your heart into it, all your emotions into it. So I'm sure that's been the case for you as well. Now the second film is going to be a bigger challenge for you to overcome, because you're already a filmmaker. You have to prove once again. What's happening with that?
That's very true, bro. Everybody said the second film is more important, just like they did for first film. So this 5 years journey has taught me that you have to spend a lot of time in your writing, or else nothing is going to work. Your actors is not going to work, your promotion is not going to work, nothing is going to work unless until you have a great script. And you have to either, if you have an idea, you have to work with that idea for a year. Even if you work for 1 month or 2 months, you have to have that in your mind for a year. The
to let that marinate
will tell
in
you, idu work out avama agada. So I think with the experience of Oke Oka Jeevitham, I am sure that I have few ideas, but I have to sit and write and again relearn what is Act 1, what is Act 2, because it is not that I've got a degree in writing. I'm still learning to be a better writer. So I've subscribed to master class, so I have to go back and brush up again. Okay, what is writing, what is everything. So I'm doing that now, and also have that again, the pressure that some people are saying, do it sooner, because you wasted so much time on your first film. People will forget you. Write it down soon. Get a hero. Go direct. So those things will give pressure to you, right? I don't know, man. I'm just like, I want to write it first and then see, make it better. Unless until I get a good story, a great story, when I narrate to filmmakers or friends, if they say, Macha, do this, that's crazy. Now I go to producer and says I have a story. Until then, I'll be like writing.
So I hope that, if not soon, I hope that happens soon enough.
If it's soon, it's better.
Thank you very much, Karthik, for coming down here and talking to me about the film. Like I said, I really loved the film, and I really loved talking to you and understanding your process. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay. Glad for bringing technical questions rather than how did this actor came. So happy about this discussion. I hope we'll sit again for the new project.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that as well. Thank you.
Thank you.